Something changed at 40. You didn't get lazy. Your body changed the rules. After 40, most men lock into the same lifts session after session. The body adapts inside 12 weeks, and strength gains flatline. Joints and nervous system take longer to bounce back from repeated stress. Large studies link mixing movement types to lower death rates after 40. Rotating strength, stability, and brief high effort keeps adaptation alive. Different movement patterns each week maintain joint health and daily energy. The men who keep results longest switch activities instead of repeating the same one. Large studies followed more than 50,000 men after 40 for up to 20 years. They recorded every type of movement from weights to walking to sports. Men who mixed several activities showed the biggest drops in early death risk. Those stuck to just one form gained far less protection. Strength work plus steady cardio cut joint problems by half. Energy levels stayed higher when recovery days included light variety. After 40, the body stops adapting when you repeat the same movement pattern every week. Single activity routines leave strength, heart capacity, and joint resilience underdeveloped. Large studies following men past 40 found those who rotated between different activities had the lowest death rates. The biggest gains came from combining 2 heavy strength days with 2 varied cardio sessions each week. Inserting one session of a third activity further lowered risk by spreading stress across different muscle groups and joints. The variety group reported faster recovery between workouts and fewer nagging joint issues over the following years. That rotation kept muscle mass, heart function, and balance intact longer than any single exercise approach. Coach Otis builds the precise rotation that matches your current joints, schedule, and recovery capacity. After 40, the body drops muscle unless you load it on purpose. 2 focused strength days each week protect joints and raise daily energy more than extra cardio ever does. The research shows recovery between heavy days is where resilience actually builds. Squats, presses, and rows train the body to handle real-life loads without breakdown. Heavy lifts raise resting metabolism and strip visceral fat faster than endless ab work. Placing strength days first creates the base that lets other activities extend lifespan. After 40, repeating the same cardio session stops moving key heart numbers. Heart rate variability and resting heart rate plateau when the body adapts to one movement. Research on men over 40 shows rotating between cycling, rowing, and brisk walking produces larger drops in resting heart rate. Changing the primary cardio type every 2 weeks keeps the cardiovascular system adapting. Participants who rotated activities recorded better heart rate variability and lower resting heart rate within 8 weeks. The practical step is to schedule 3 distinct cardio sessions each week instead of repeating one. After 40, the tissues around your joints lose fluid and get stiffer each year. Most men try to stretch harder or skip straight to heavy lifts. Research shows that without regular movement through full range, the joint capsule shortens and cartilage wears unevenly. 10 minutes of controlled mobility drills each day restores the missing range and keeps synovial fluid moving. Studies tracking men over 40 found those who added mobility work had far fewer joint replacements and training interruptions. The same men lifted heavier without pain because their joints could now handle the position's strength training demands. After 40, the same workout repeated day after day leaves joints and muscles slower to bounce back. Research tracking men over 40 found recovery markers stayed elevated for 6 days after 3 identical strength days. When the same men rotated between lower body strength, upper body pulls, and light mobility, those markers dropped in 3 days. Different movement patterns cut overlapping stress on the same tendons and joints. A simple 4-day rotation kept total training volume the same yet cut average soreness reports by half. The variety let them train more often without the usual fatigue that follows repeated loading. Large studies link this kind of weekly variety to lower all-cause mortality after age 40. Coach Otis builds the precise weekly mix that matches your recovery data and schedule. After 40, many men settle into one fixed set of exercises and repeat it for years. The body adapts quickly to that single stimulus, so strength stops climbing and recovery slows. Large studies tracking men over 40 link single-mode training to higher all-cause mortality than programs that mix strength, aerobic work, and movement variety. Repeated identical loading increases joint irritation, while alternating movement patterns distributes stress and keeps tissue healthier. Men who rotate 2 strength days, 1 or 2 conditioning sessions, and 1 mobility block show better energy and lower injury rates after 40. Mixing demands forces new adaptations that improve heart rate recovery and daily energy more effectively than endless repetition of one workout. The longest living active men after 40 do not train harder at one thing. They train the right mix for the body they have today. Coach Otis creates that exact rotation for your joints, schedule, and recovery so you train smarter, not more. Sticking to one exercise type stops working after 40. Large studies track men who mix activities and live longer. The key is combining heavy lifts with steady movement and quick bursts. 2 strength days build muscle that single cardio never reaches. Adding brisk walks or bike rides 3 times a week cuts heart risk faster. 1 session of balance or mobility work protects joints during daily life. Men who follow this pattern show lower death rates across 10-year follow-ups. The variety keeps recovery steady and prevents the boredom that kills consistency. Your age, recovery speed, and current movement patterns become the raw inputs. Research tracking men over 40 finds that mixing strength, balance, and moderate cardio adds years compared with single-mode training. The data selects 2 strength days, 1 loaded carry session, and 1 short rucking outing instead of repeating the same lift. If your tracked soreness stays high, the plan drops volume and raises protein that week without you guessing. The algorithm removes the extra grinding days that previously stalled progress and inserts exact rest windows your logs show you need. Coach Otis turns those inputs into the precise mix of activities that matches your joints, schedule, and measured recovery. And that's exactly what Coach Otis builds for you. A simple, science-backed plan made for your body, your schedule, and your life after 40.